I'm Ieasha Jones, and you're watching The Boudoir. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, I'm pushing 30, and I still have dreams of being a Disney Channel star. Sue me. Hello everyone, welcome back to The Boudoir. I'm your host Ieasha. Welcome back for all of my new subscribers who joined me since last week's video. Can we just take a minute? We're gonna recap last week a little bit because I'm still salivating over this good conversation we had. We really showed up and showed out on the last video, and not even just the last video. I've been seeing girlies all over TikTok and YouTube talking about this topic, which was the whole, should we be telling single women to just love themselves when they feel upset that they're not in a relationship? Great conversations flowing. If you missed last week's episode, definitely give it a listen because I feel like we had some really insightful conversation. The girls in the comment section were leaving their own thoughts too, and we were all just kind of collaborating on this one big thing. And then we had people from all over the internet weighing in, giving their opinions. Now I do want to reiterate that the whole conversation did come about a little fishy. You know, I'm not here to rehash anything. I'm sure both Drew and Cindy Noir would like us to just move on from the situation. It was a little bit of a miscommunication. All in all, I feel like even if the way the conversation was brought about, I still feel like it was clearly something that we needed to talk about because, you know, Cindy had a lot of likes and views on her video. Drew had a lot of likes and views, of course, on her page. And then you had people from all over just weighing in. When we get into those types of situations, I think it's really amazing when we can all come together and not attack people necessarily, because I'm sure people were attacking Drew, which if they were, that was not right at all, because it was literally a 30-second clip or whatever taken from a full podcast episode where she wasn't even talking about Valentine's Day. She was just simply giving her friend advice, dealing with the feelings of being single and maybe not feeling completely happy about that. So this is not to rehash anything, but the point of that video, the point of last week's podcast episode was for us to look beyond what's being talked about and tie it into socioeconomic things, sociology, give everybody a chance to have their point of view heard, because people were feeling both sides. And that gets my little Libra Mars tingling because I like to hear everybody's side and I like to hear everybody say what they gotta say. So anywho, if you missed last week's episode, it was a really good one. Definitely check it out. And I believe her name is Yanni, Y-A-N-I-E. She made a podcast episode or just a YouTube episode about that topic as well, and she had some really great points. I will leave that video down below because I think if you're still looking to talk about that type of thing, she had some really great points. Plus she also included clips of other people's TikToks going in about the topic, so just extra references for you there if you're still feeling that. But this is kind of a part 2 to last week's episode because, you know, we're talking about, oh, I'm so sad about being single and some of the, and let me not be funny about that because those are valid feelings. The girls can feel how they want to feel. We were talking about how a lot of the times, most of the time, relationships come about due to pure luck and happenstance. You might not want to hear that. You might want your person to just be Uber Eats delivered to you right at your doorstep. I can't blame you for that because I also want that too, but sister, it's not happening in this lifetime, I fear. The only way you gonna get your mans that you really want is if you give yourself more chances to be seen. That means going out on dates, that means going out to bars and stuff, doing the whole sprinkle sit at a bar and look mysterious and act like you're not there for the reason you are there for. We know there's things you can do to be seen, but at the end of the day, it's gonna happen when it happens, or it's not gonna happen. And that's just what you gotta deal with, right? So now you're single and you're like, oh my god, well, I can't be over here obsessing over men because the decenter men girlies told us not to do that, and I don't want to just sit here and spend my time waiting for somebody that may or may not even come as soon as I want them to come. So what am I supposed to do now? So the title of this podcast is going to be something along the lines of how to be your own dream girl. Dream girls aren't just for some mediocre man to play the field, run the streets, and then all of a sudden he sees that one dream girl and it's like, oh, now I have to be a good, upstanding citizen of America and society. Nope, it's not just reserved for that, okay? You can be your very own dream girl. You can be the one that you are yearning after. You can be the one that you're sitting there fantasizing about all day long, maladaptively daydreaming. Okay? You deserve to be the apple of your eye. You deserve to be the object of your own affection, okay? And we're gonna talk about all of that today. So strap in, grab yourself something to eat, something to drink, and let's get into this episode. So when you're coming from a place of centering men in your life and centering crushes, and every single guy that comes into your life or shows you a little semblance of attention that gets your little dopamine receptors up and running. And I know I'm saying this to be funny, but I'm also saying it like this because I've also been there. Don't take this as me being being mean. I'm saying it this matter-of-factly because I know all about that. So don't worry, we're all friends here. But if you're coming from a mindset where all you was doing was just thinking about men, thinking about wanting to be in a relationship, and just spending all of your time yearning for something that's not there, now you have to call your energy back to you. You have to call your power back to you, right? You've been spending this whole time giving your power to outside sources, such as men who may not even be giving you the time of day, or maybe men who were giving you the time of day, but they just were not up to par and up to your standards. Now it is time to forego all of that. You're gonna retire all of those feelings of pedestalizing people. And yes, we're somewhat talking about this in the context of relationships, but don't worry, this can also apply to every other area of life. Because if you see yourself as your own dream girl, a dream girl is not gonna be in those situations that she's not supposed to be in, right? So like a dream girl is not gonna be at a job who disrespects her day in and day out, with coworkers that set her up as the scapegoat and make her think that she's slacking or whatever when she's really not, or bosses that are using your niceness and your hardworking abilities to pile on more work without the money to match, okay? We don't do that around here. No. Being your own dream girl will not have you be surrounded by a bunch of fake women who are talking mad crap about you once you leave the room, and people who use and take and siphon your energy, and you don't get any sort of payoff from that. You just leave these events feeling depleted and maybe even insecure about yourself because you're trying to figure out, oh my god, was that little sideways comment, was that supposed to be shade, or am I just thinking too much into it? Yeah, dream girls don't deserve to be in those types of situations, and so when they are in those situations, they know when it's time to get the hell up out of there. Okay? But especially, a dream girl is not going to be in a relationship that she's not happy with. You want to know why? Because she was a dream girl before that person slid into her DMs and rizzed her up or whatever, like the kids say. She was a dream girl before she went on that first date. She was a dream girl before she got into that relationship. And guess what? She's still gonna be a dream girl when she exits that relationship. You can't take the dream girl out of the dream girl, okay? Because once you are a dream girl, that's just what you are, baby. That's just it. And nobody can take that away from you. That's why when we have these conversations of like, oh, I would never. It's not even about like what you would never do. It's more about how would you handle the situation if and when you're put into it. You can say all you want till you're blue in the face. I would never let a man talk to me like this and blah, blah, blah. But once you're in the situation and you've developed some feelings for them, and now your brain's trying to rationalize and talk you off the ledge, like, oh, maybe he didn't mean it that way. Maybe he didn't mean to blatantly flirt with those girls right in front of your face, and you're trying to like make excuses. Are you still gonna hold it down after you have all those feelings developed? Are you, huh? Because we recall you saying, I would never. But the dream girl is going to stick to her word. The dream girl knows, oh no, this is not for me. This is not a dream, this is a nightmare. I gotta go. So like I'm saying, it's not about what you would and wouldn't do. It's what would you actually do in the situation once it's time to have the actions match all the rah-rah, right? That's what a dream girl does. A dream girl knows her worth, and she adds tax and a little extra change just in case, right? Because she's worth it. A dream girl is not going to stay in some rinky-dink situation because she doesn't feel like she has to, because this is her only lifeline, or else she's going to be single and alone. The horror! Single? You would think that it was a death sentence to be single to some people, but you know what? The dream girl does not feel that way, because the dream girl already knows who she is. And she knows that no shitty man is going to change her character or change anything about her, because she was already that to begin with. Don't think that it could never be you. Like, I understand the sentiment when people are like, oh, it could never be me, but it's not even about it could never, because it very well could be you. But it's about what are you going to do once you're being disrespected in the moment. You gotta put your money where your mouth is, right? So number one, how to be your own dream girl. You have to know intrinsically that you are worthy of living a life that is bigger than you could ever dream. You have to be able to visualize something in your head, visualize how you want your life to look, and then go even bigger than that. Because what you have conjured up in your head is not even like a fraction of what you could accomplish and what you could be, because you're still stuck in that like playing small mode. Maybe you're not, but if you are stuck in that like, oh, well, it would be nice to have this. It would be nice to have this type of personality. It would be nice, you know, and you're just being very cutesy and generous about it. Times it by 10. Whatever you want, multiply it. Dream girls live dream lives. It's not regular life girl, because if you was just a regular life girl, then you would just be wishing for the regular. And you're not regular, right? You're a dream girl, so you have to dream bigger than what you know. And that can be hard, especially if you came from difficult circumstances, difficult upbringing, poverty. You've had people in your life tell you that you weren't worthy of certain things. You have to break out of that conditioning. That is like the first thing anything anybody has ever told you about yourself that you know is not true. Forget about it, because those people probably saw your light and they were like, dang it, this person has something within them. I can see that they can't see it within themselves, so I'm gonna take that away from them before they even know they have it. I'm telling you, people are this contrived and messy. I'm telling you, it sounds like a evil, diabolical supervillain Marvel movie thing. Nope, it's real. People can see what you have before you even see it. And it's crazy because it's so many women. It's not even about being beautiful. It's just so many amazing women that are like playing small and undercutting themselves. And that literally makes me want to cry sometimes, because it's like, girl, what are you doing? I just want to shake you. Like, you are too fly to be in this situation. Why are you playing so small with yourself? Why are you hiding yourself? You need to be on billboards. You need to be leading somebody's mentorship. You need to be out here giving presentations and stuff. You need to be playing a lot bigger than what you think you're capable of. So that's where it all starts. It has to start with the self-worth. You have to believe that you're worthy of a life that is bigger than you could ever dream. And I have plenty of videos on this podcast about knowing your self-worth, how to actually develop that step by step. But that is like, before we even get into any of this stuff, you have to know your worth. And if you don't know your worth, you got to take some time to figure it out. I always like to say you have to see yourself as if you were some exclusive members only club, like Equinox or something. You have to be that like velvet rope that only the best of the best can get past, you know? You have to treat yourself as if you are the queen of the world. And it's not selfish, it's not weird, it's none of that stuff. It's literally necessary for your evolution in this lifetime. If you don't even feel comfortable thinking highly of yourself, it's just gonna be a whole host of issues, girl, I'm telling you. And like I said, when people know that you don't see your own worth, they are gonna have a field day. Just letting you know. So time to start figuring out what your worth is. Number 2, this is more of like a visual thing for being a dream girl. Tap into the things that you already find beautiful. So I'm sure there's plenty of things that you admire in other people. Maybe you admire Tate McRae and her amazing dance ability, because that girl can dance, okay? That girl is a performer. Maybe you admire her star power. Maybe you admire the way she can like command a whole music video set and just captivate you. Or maybe you're like me and you admire old Hollywood movies. I just love the glamour of it all. I love the jewelry. I love the over-exaggerated expressions. Like, that's just totally right up my alley, the outfits and everything. So whatever you already find beautiful, you find it beautiful because that's what you have within you. Yep, you admire that thing because you have something within yourself that mirrors it. Your reality is reflecting what your inside looks like. So if you are looking at a girl, instead of being jealous, this is why I like being jealous is so unnecessary, because jealousy is really you wanting what they have, or you recognizing that they have something that you also have and you feel like they're doing it better than you. That's all it is. There's no point of being jealous, because you could literally have anything you want, and if you don't have it, you can just develop it. Like, if you feel like your makeup skills are not where they should be, you know how many thousands of millions of hours of beauty content from like at least 2009 on YouTube, probably even 2007 since it started, or was it 2005, or I don't know. But the point is that you can develop anything you don't have. If you feel like you don't have confidence, that is a skill that you can develop. If you feel like you don't have self-worth, that is a skill you can develop. If you feel like you don't have a good sense of style, that is something you can develop. Even money, even if you don't have the money that you want right now, your financial knowledge is something you can develop, so that when the time comes, when it's time for God to bless you, you're gonna know exactly what to do with that money, because you have the knowledge that you developed and you practiced. So look at things that you already like in this world. This is mainly for physical things. If you like a certain makeup look, learn how to do it for yourself. If you like a certain actress and the way they, you know, present themselves on camera, try to embody that. If you like Marilyn Monroe, she has so many amazing movies and just like moments of her being her total, complete, amazing self. Study that. I'm not saying to copy people. I'm not saying that you shouldn't develop your own sense of style. You definitely, absolutely should. Please just don't be copying people just blatantly. But there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from people. I do it all the time. That's what it's there for. Like, Whether people know it or not, when they are putting themselves together, when they're putting their clothes on, they could be inspiring random people. So it's not about copying, but if you enjoy the essence of something and you enjoy how something makes you feel, it's because you already possess a little bit of that. That's your soul telling you, ooh, I found my people. That's all it is. Number 3, the nurturing, the love, the respect, all the things that you were searching for outside of yourself in a partner, in a friendship, in a job, whatever. Return to sender. Forward that package on right back to you, because you're just giving out this precious energy like candy, like it's free. You know how valuable energy is, and you're just gonna hand it out like it's candy, like it's Halloween. Girl, call that energy right back to you, okay? Because first of all, if somebody is making you jump through hoops and obstacles, they don't like you, so they're a waste of time. They're not your target audience anyway. Time to move on. Time to go. Nobody should have you jumping over these hoops and everything if they claim to like you. No. So that's for 1. For 2, all of this seeking and yearning and like searching all over the world, been around the world and you have to put that back to yourself. Because again, everything that you're searching for, everything that you're like looking outside of yourself for, everything that you're admiring, you already have that within yourself. So instead of giving out energy and depleting yourself and giving it to people that don't deserve it, you deserve it, because we already established, right, that you are the dream girl and you are worthy of everything. So that means you are worthy of this love that you're so desperately trying to give to somebody. And I know that love is potent, because that's the thing. We're lover girls over here, right? A lot of you, if you find yourselves on these side of conversations and you're trying to develop your own character, you've probably overexerted yourself a lot in your life, whether that was with partners, friends, jobs, whatever. You've probably spent a lot of time in your life overexerting yourself, and you have not received any of that back, or not enough for it to feel like that it's worth it that you did that. That's why it's super important to call all your energy back, because you have years of you overexerting yourself, possibly people pleasing, doing things that you thought would get you some sort of love or some sort of payoff in return, and it has not happened. And so now you feel like you're missing part of yourself. That's because you've been giving all of this energy away to people who don't deserve it. And that's no fault of your own, because that just proves that you have a pure heart. Like, you literally just want to spread your love around, and you weren't receiving that back. So fine, if these people won't take it, give it back to yourself. Like, that's all. That's all you gotta do. And then once you pour that nurturing back into yourself, right? Because everybody's so specific. They know exactly how they want to be loved, which means you're literally giving yourself the blueprint on how to give yourself the love you want. Now, I know all of the warriors, oh, self-love can't replace romantic love. Shh. As I said before, you need self-worth before any of this stuff. So it's cute and all that, you know, all these people want to be your friend, and, you know, all these people want to be your partner. That's cute. But if you have no self-worth, if they're a good partner, you're not going to recognize it. You're not going to recognize their good traits, because you're still seeking out those problematic traits, that avoidance, that ghosting, all of that stuff. You're still seeking that out because that's what you're used to. So when you're in that mindset, and then you have this like Prince Charming or these amazing friends that really want to be with you, you're not going to be able to recognize that, or you're not going to be able to appreciate it as thoroughly as if you did already have the self-love and you knew what you deserved. Because sometimes when you have low self-worth and people are trying to do good things for you, you can't recognize that because you're not used to it. And it's such a sad realization, honestly, when you really think about it. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And so if you find yourself like that, where you feel like, I've given so much of myself, and for what? What do I have to show for it? Return to sender. All of that love, all of that, you know, meal cooking and pillow fluffing and, you know, feet rubbing, all of that stuff you've been doing for everybody else, return to sender. Okay? Who said you can't go to the restaurant? You like to eat? Who said you can't go to the restaurant by yourself? Who's gonna check you? You know how many times I've done that? That is my favorite pastime, especially in the summertime. Like, oh my God, sitting outside in Chicago. You like being talked to sweetly. You like the, oh baby, sweetheart, my darling. You like the sweet little nothings. How's your inner voice? What does your inner critic look like? Is it militant up there? I don't know, it might be a little militant. Are you being hard on yourself? Would the love of your life be hard on yourself like that? Would the love of your life say all these mean, cruel things that you say in your head? Hey, I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm just asking. I'm simply asking a question, okay? So that's why I'm like, the love that you're trying to give to other people, the love that you're searching for, how does it coincide with the love that you're giving yourself? Treat yourself with the utmost respect that you deserve. The same respect that you're craving from other people, you have to give yourself that same respect, which means dipping out when situations no longer serve you, dipping out when people no longer serve you, and not even the negative, also the positive. Recognizing when there's opportunity in front of you, putting yourself out there for things you know you want. Like if you know you want a certain job title, but you're scared to apply for some reason, apply anyway. That's also a part of self-worth. Self-worth is saying, you know what, I might not possess all of the qualities, but it doesn't hurt to at least try, you know, or at least work at it until you're able to get to that next level that you want, developing the skills. Self-worth is saying, I have a chance. No self-worth is saying, what's the point? So just think about that. If you find yourself falling into those like, what's the point? Why even bother? Oh, I don't have this. I don't. Looking at what you don't have, that's not a dream girl. Dream girls don't do that. Dream girls are always thinking about, how can I maximize this abundance? Knowing how to alchemize situations is also a really good dream girl quality, because a dream girl is not looking at the glass half empty. A dream girl is not looking at what she lacks. A dream girl is not focusing on wallowing on the negatives and looking at, you know, all the things that are wrong currently. A dream girl is always looking for the next best thing. A dream girl is always aware that she can change her reality with just her mind and actions that go along with it, but you know what I mean. When you're sitting in negative energy and you're just wallowing in that, you're going to create more negativity because you're training your brain to only see the bad. Every time it's like, ugh, but it's raining today. Ugh, but ugh. Like you're only searching for bad to, you know, fit your narrative of like only bad things happen to me. But when you start switching your perspective, as annoying as it is and as, you know, toxic positivity as it sounds, I'm telling you, you have to change your inner script. You have to look for the good. That's literally how more abundance comes about, when you're grateful for what you already have. If you believe in God, you got to be grateful for what God has given you and what you have right now. If you don't believe in God, look at what the universe has given you right now. Look at what you've given yourself even. Like, yeah, maybe you don't have $1 million to go get a brand new wardrobe, but what you do have is a closet full of clothes that I know a lot of them you haven't touched in years. I know you got some clothes that have tags on them. I know you can create some new outfits. I know it's one blouse in the back of your closet somewhere that you haven't touched, and you can pull it out and you can be like, wait a minute, I could do something with this. That is alchemy. Alchemy is saying, I don't have money for that new $60 Sephora eyeshadow palette, but I do have a bunch of palettes that are sitting in the back of my drawer that I haven't touched in like 2 years that have similar colors. And so now you're pulling out this new old palette that you haven't touched in years, but it's new to you basically. And now you're creating new abundance with it. You're creating new looks that you haven't done in a while. Because now you have new makeup knowledge, but it's old product. You might not have the newest and shiniest product, but you're not focusing on that. You're focusing on what you do have. So that's an example of how to alchemize situations. You might not always have everything you want, but what you do have is the ability to be grateful for what you do have. You have the ability to create something out of nothing. But it's never really nothing. You always have something to work with. And a dream girl knows that. A dream girl knows how to be scrappy in times of maybe her reality doesn't match exactly what she has up here, but she still knows how to make it do what it do and make magic out of it. That is alchemy. So I promise you, as much as everybody hates hearing all of these, like, just think positive, just think positive. I'm not saying to ignore your reality when things are actually not where you want them to be. But what I am saying is that in your just regular old daily life, you would be surprised how pessimistic you might be, and you might not even notice it. When you catch yourself being negative, when you feel negative Nancy trying to jump out, reel her back in and put positive Polly back, okay? We want positive Polly. Positive Polly knows how to make something out of nothing. She knows how to look in that fridge and be like, okay, I only got these ingredients. What am I gonna make? And she makes a 5-course meal because she just has a vision. She sees beyond what's actually in front of her. That is a dream girl quality. So if that's not something you have honed in on yet, I implore you, my friend, try it. Literally try to make an eyeshadow look. Like, take out a couple of makeup products and just restrict yourself to those few products for the whole week. You'd be surprised how creative you would become and how many looks you can pull off just with those few products. And remember that you yourself are abundance. Even if you don't have what you want right in front of you, you have it within you. You are able to create. If you are a woman, you literally create life, okay? So I don't want to hear none of this negative Nancy stuff, okay? Just leave her at home and bring out my girl Positive Polly, because she knows how to have a good time. Negative Nancy is such a buzzkill, and I don't like that. So I'm not talking ish about her, but I'm just saying she always brings the vibe down. I prefer Polly over Nancy. All right, divas, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode and this helped you out a little bit on your dream girl journey. Just remember that we do not want to leave ourselves in waiting energy. One of my favorite TikTokers and one of my mutuals, Observations with My Eyes, always says this: waiting energy is what's going to keep you depressed, and waiting energy is literally you waiting on your dream guy to Uber Eats themselves to your doorstep, waiting on the friend group to come, waiting and just waiting. When this happens, you guys know how much I hate the when I get this, when I lose this amount of weight, when I get this partner, when I get no, because you're today, right now, you're living in this exact moment. So now what? Are you just nothing because you don't have the dream dress size that you want? Are you nothing because you're not a size 2? Are you nothing because you're not a famous director or whatever? How is that going to get you to the next level if you don't even see who you are right now today, girl? So we rebuke waiting energy in the name of the Lord, and that's all I really got to say on this topic. Be your own dream girl. It is a skill that you literally have to develop, but I don't want to hear nothing else, okay? This is what comes first. Your homework assignment is to become your dream girl. Literally take out a piece of paper, write down all of the qualities of like your ideal person or even your ideal partner. I don't know if you've ever done this, but make a list of all the things you would want in an ideal partner, and then see what you have within yourself already, because you probably got a lot of those traits within yourself. Just saying. Make sure you like and subscribe, and tell me what you thought about this episode all in the comments down below. I always love interacting with you guys and hearing your guys' thoughts, because sometimes y'all be more informed than I am. Sometimes y'all be teaching me stuff and I'm like, oh wait, I didn't even think about it like that. You're so right. So I always encourage the comments. Please let me know what you thought. And if you're listening to me on Spotify and Apple or any other streaming service, by the way, hold on, I was checking my stats. First of all, we're almost at 500 downloads on streaming, which is like, thank you so much. Like, y'all are so cool. But I've been seeing girls from like France. I'm seeing Japan. Hold on, let me pull up the list because I was actually like shocked. Yeah, I'm seeing France. I'm seeing the girls from the Ukraine. I'm seeing Japan, Australia, Portugal, Sweden. Like, y'all are out here. So thank you so much. Like, let me know. I don't know if you're listening to streaming, if you can pop on YouTube real quick and just let me know where you're listening from, or even if you're listening to me on YouTube, let me know. I just want to know where everybody's from, because it seems to like we got some multicultural going on up in here. All right, that's enough for me. I will see you guys next week. Have an amazing day and the rest of your week, and I will catch you next Tuesday. Bye.